For several years now, the region has suffered from unrest and brutal assaults on civilians. Near the city of Luhago, people are especially afraid of the so-called Rastas, an extremely violent group of armed militias. They operate from camps hidden deep in the jungle. That's why the displaced are drawn to the roads, which offer at least some security. As for example here in Kachuba, displaced people live in small camps, far away from their homes, approximately 60 kilometers west of Bukavu. They live huddled together in small mud huts. They have no possessions whatsoever, and since they only receive the most basic supplies, they can't harvest enough food to survive on their own. When you watch them, it becomes obvious that their strongest desire is to return home, where they once lived as happy families. The battles with Laurent Nkunda's rebel group forced the people in North-Kivu to flee. The displaced fled to the big cities like here in Minova, southwest of Goma. After walking for many hours and kilometers, they find temporary shelter. Some stay with the locals, but most of them seek refuge in one of the camps. They live in small tents and in provisional huts made of mud or straw. Aid organizations provide them with the most basic supplies: flour, salt, and oil. Each family receives a limited food ration that lasts for a certain time, usually 1 month. The food distribution is strictly organized so as to avoid scuffles and quarrels.
Le département de l'aide humanitaire de la Commission européenne finance également.
The Directorate General ECHO funds the food distribution project. The food is provided by the UN World Food Programme. Our partner Malteser International organizes the distribution of supplies to the displaced in Minova.
Malteser International qui distribue la nourriture aux déplacés internes.
For now, the displaced are quite safe here, but nobody knows for how long. Even after the capture of Laurent Nkunda and the integration of his rebel group into the Congolese army in early 2009, the situation remains very unstable and insecure. Militias and rebels continue to fight for personal and political power, as well as for the resources of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In mid-2009, large-scale military operations of the Congolese army against FDLR rebels began. So it remains impossible for the displaced to return to their villages, and there's no end to the flow of displaced. More than 500,000 new internally displaced persons have been registered. The circumstances are chaotic, and there are not enough UN forces to put an end to the violence. All they can do is to be present on location.